Living full-time in this 5x tiny home means that things do go wrong. And while sometimes it feels like they do go wrong every day, there's a couple things I've been ignoring. And today I'm going to take you along and show you how I fix those problems. Because it seems like the whole RV life and van life world has its daily struggles of constantly fixing things. And just like your to-do list at your home, I've been ignoring mine. And I feel like I filmed a lot of other content showing off my trailer, but I've never actually gone into detail how I fix things or how things run around here. And the first thing that I've been ignoring to fix is my DC-DC charger. Now what that does is every time I drive the Jeep pulling this trailer, it will charge my 200 amp hour batteries using the power that my Jeep creates. And we've been on this long journey from Edmonton, Alberta, all the way down to Colorado Springs. And somewhere along the line, one of my circuit breakers actually malfunctioned. Those things are kind of difficult to find in stores. So what I wound up doing is just pulling the circuit breaker out and running it without a circuit breaker. I've been kind of risking it for the biscuits, but that's what a Call of Duty addiction does to you. So today we got the extra parts to fix it, and we're finally going to go ahead and do that. But first, I want to give you a quick tour for all of you that are new here of my 5x8 tiny home. And here's my living space here. My L-shaped couch turns into my bed. I got my big screen TV over there, which I play Call of Duty and watch a lot of Netflix on. Stepping on back over here. Everyone keeps asking me, but my hidden toilet is right here, composting toilet. Over here, we got my nice sink with my battery-powered faucet and my battery-powered mirror. Down here, we got 7 gallons of fresh water and all my cooking gears down here as well. Stepping around to the outside, you can see it's just a standard 5x8 trailer that I built out earlier this year, and I think it looks pretty nice. I got my skylight here, my rooftop fan, and this is what I tow it with, a Jeep Gladiator. And the circuit breaker that actually malfunctioned was this little guy right here. So essentially what you do is you connect this to the power line of your battery, and the other wire goes to the DC-DC charger. And normally it's supposed to look like this. But the problem that I kept having was that the breaker would keep flipping open. I think the problem is this, because that circuit breaker is inside the trailer, connected to my off-grid power system. But on that line, there's actually another circuit breaker here, and that's the one that I pulled out and replaced with the broken one. So I've been running here with no protection. And the one that I pulled out of the Jeep and put into the trailer is actually too high of a capacity for that. So we're gonna replace that one with the right capacity, as well as finally put another one back in the Jeep. But first we gotta get my trusty $50 tool set that I hate, but I use it all the time. I actually think that I overpaid for this, but I had to buy it when I was on the road. And I would say that this little tool set has saved me so many times. So maybe I didn't overpay for the tool set after all. I'm gonna first do the one on the Jeep because I think that's easier. So let's get to work on installing some protection. And we'll just open up the hood real quick. And now that we got the hood open, we can get to work installing the new fuse. As you can see, I got 2 fuses, a 60 amp and a 50 amp. We're going to go ahead and put the 60 amp here and the 50 amp inside, because that's what ChatGPT told me to do. So here's where we need to install the fuse. So this line is connected to the positive part of my battery, and this goes all the way down the Jeep to a quick disconnect that connects to the trailer, that goes to the DC-DC charger inside the trailer. This is probably a bit dangerous and can ruin my system, so I'm glad that we can fix that today. Now, opening up this right away, you can see that this fuse is completely different than this one. And that's because this is an A&L fuse, and this is a circuit breaker. Now, I first installed this because I bought my DC-DC charger used, and it came with it. And I do like it because while it can trip, you can reset it and keep using it. Whereas these ones, once they trip, you got to replace the blade completely. But from what I heard online, these actually provide you better protection than the circuit breakers. And they're a bit cheaper, so that's why we went with this. So first, let's install the fuse, and let's try not to lose anything. Now, I don't really know which way this goes in here, but I'm assuming something like that. And the first thing that I'm noticing is that the fuse looks different on both sides. So I'm going to consult with ChatGPT real quick. After consulting with ChatGPT, it seems like it can go either way. So we're going to install that real quick. I should probably disconnect the power first, but I'm just going to wing it here. And then we'll make sure that doesn't touch anything metal. We'll install this side first because this isn't connected to anything. And we'll just make sure that's tight real quick. That seems about good to go. And now for this sketchy part, when you connect the live wire. And it looks like we're almost there. Oh, put the cover back on here, and that looks pretty good to me. And I think we'll just tighten this zip tie down so it doesn't vibrate as much. And I'll just put one more here for good measure. Okay, now that we got that one hooked all up, let's go ahead and close the hood. Latch it down. And now let's change out the one on the inside. And jumping on inside, the first thing that I gotta do is get access to my off-grid electrical system down here. And we'll just throw these pillows over there. And I will remove these cushions. And I will just remove the whole seat itself. Wah! And now we have access to my off-grid system down here. And I haven't really showed what it looks like yet because it's pretty messy and embarrassing down here. You can see I got my 2 100 amp hour batteries here. I got my solar charge controller here, along with my Renogy 1000 watt inverter. And this is what we're fixing today, the 40 amp DC-DC charger. But all this here is how I'm able to stay powered and living off grid, watching plenty of Netflix and playing plenty of PlayStation 5 right here. And I know it looks a bit messy, but trust me, it all works out just fine. And here is the little guy that we need to replace today. This is actually working just fine, but like I said before, it's 60 amps, and ChatGPT says to put 50 amps here. And those A&L fuses aren't that expensive, so I just thought that I would replace this today to make sure that everything's working properly. Now, this isn't connected to anything on this side, but it might pull in power from this side, so I'm just going to make sure that everything's off. And we do have a master control off switch here. And now we can safely get to work on this. So the first thing I gotta do is just disconnect it real quick. We'll take out this bolt here. And now we can get this one right here. Okay, there we go. And now we'll go ahead and install this 50 amp A&L fuse here. And it's just going to look exactly the same as the other one. So we'll just take this off real quick. And the other one. And then we'll put the fuse blade in. And now we're ready to install it here. And we'll just get that on right there. Tighten that down. And I think that looks pretty good. So we'll turn the power back on. Put that switch there. And voila, we have light. So now I have the correct protection for my electrical system. We put that 60 amp A&L fuse in the Jeep, and we put a 50 amp A&L fuse in here. Pretty much when you're doing electrical systems like this, you need to have some sort of protection every time the positive wire goes to something new, whether that's a circuit breaker or a fuse. So when you're building systems like these, you need a lot of different circuit breakers and fuses and things, because if there's ever a short or anything, that's what's going to protect the rest of your system. But I think I got pretty lucky running that without a fuse. I don't recommend doing that at all. And the $50 toolkit saves me again. Just like tripods, the best toolkit is the one that you got. And here's what the new fuse looks like. We got it connected from the DC-DC charger. And like I'm saying, every time the positive wire goes to something new, you need a circuit breaker or a fuse. And from here, it's going from the DC-DC charger to the bus bar over here. And we got circuit breakers everywhere. So now I'll just put this back here. And we'll get those cushions back squared away. And my pillows. This one here. And yeah, I think we're all done. Of course, the true test will be when we hook it all up and actually test it. But something simple like that, I don't think anything's going to go wrong with it. Now, there are a few more things I need to take care of, but we're running out of daylight. So maybe we'll save that for the next video. So when you are living in an RV, a van, a trailer, custom made or not, there's going to be things that you have to fix from time to time, just like a normal house. In today's case, that was electronics. But who knows what tomorrow's going to bring. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of content, because if I do build out a new trailer, there's going to be a lot of content like that coming up. And if you'd like to support me, please give me a thumbs up. I'm going to keep trying to post as many videos as I can to get my channel going. Other than that, if you guys have any suggestions of what I should do in other videos, please let me know in the comment section, because it is kind of difficult for me to think of things to show you all. But yeah, I think that's it for this video, so we'll see you in the next one.